Hey guys, I just wanted to hop in before the video starts to tell you guys that my new drop, the Precious Tees, are available now. I'm selling them in black and white, sizes small to 2XL. And as always, it's a limited edition drop, meaning these tees are only available for another 2 weeks, so make sure you don't miss out. I'll leave the link to purchase in the description box.
What's up guys, it's Mika. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. This is really strange, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a minute since I sat down and filmed anything, and I really kind of miss it, you know? The reason I haven't been posting is because I just haven't been inspired to, and I have been so incredibly busy with secret stuff that I'm gonna be able to announce soon, and I'm fucking dying to because I've been working on this shit for so long. But I've been busy, and I miss it, so I'm back. It's gonna be fucking wholesome. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so little preface. I turned 24 yesterday. No big deal. And I wanted to make a video about just realizations I've had in my life so far and what's different about 24 than when I turned 23. A lot has changed, like a phenomenal amount, and honestly it just excites me to see how much I'm able to grow in a year and how much I can learn about myself. I wrote some things in my journal this morning. I woke up super early and that's when I had the epiphany that I really wanted to film this video. I wanted to get back on the YouTube wagon, and so here I am. And this is 6 things that I now know at the ripe old age of 24. The first thing that I jotted down, and I just wrote some notes here, but I'm just gonna be speaking from the heart, which is what I do best, is that getting older isn't scary. I'm not gonna lie, when I turned 23, that was a scary thing for me because 22 still seemed so young and fresh, and 23 was a year of big changes in the way that I viewed myself and the world in regards to age, because I'd always been the youngest one in the group and I'd always been successful for my age, you know, and turning 23 was the first time I ever noticed younger people around me who were doing bits. I realized that I was never gonna be the youngest in the group anymore, and I actually thought that was a bad thing for a minute. And 23 was the year that I realized that I couldn't use my age as an excuse anymore to not do, you know? There were so many things that I realized that I wanted to be doing at the age of 24, and that if I didn't start at 23 I wasn't going to accomplish those goals, like learning another language, like starting to skate, like all these things that I really wanted for myself. And I guess being 23, it was the kick up the arse I needed to be like, you have to stop waiting for these things to happen, like this is the time to act. And I know obviously I'm still a fetus, 24 is still young as fuck. So if you're older than this, don't think I'm calling you a dinosaur, because I honestly believe everyone is maturing at their own rate. It's a good marker for where I am in my life right now, but also I can't compare it to anybody else at 24 or 23. And I guess after I realized life doesn't stop for anybody and I need to start acting now, this past year I really did shit, you know? I really started to focus on things that I knew I needed to change in order to be the person that I was meant to be, i.e. practicing discipline more, i.e. actually sticking to hobbies and not giving everything up, thinking that I have more time. If I want to be successful, if I want to have my legacy, then I have to start these things today. So 24, I feel like I've already put in a lot of the legwork, so I'm ready, I feel prepared, and that's nice. I don't know what was the actual click and the turning point of that fear into action, but I feel like because I made that choice of turning fear into action, I can sit here today and be super excited about turning 24 and super excited about getting older and just the opportunity to have another year here on planet Earth. Practice gratitude every single day, the fact that I'm still here, the fact that I still get to do what I love, and in moments where I doubt myself, I just look at how far I've come and what I accomplished when I really wasn't even giving it 100%. So now I'm like dedicated to giving 100%. That's why I think getting older is a fucking beautiful thing. And I'm excited for the years to come. Cause look at me, bitch. I just keep getting better with age. Okay, the second thing that I wrote that I think is just a crucial part to making it through this life, causing the least amount of pain to yourself possible, is the dogma that nothing in life is personal. Somebody treats you mean, if somebody doesn't give you the attention that you want from them, that shit ain't personal, because how do you know what that person's reality looks like to them and what you look like to that person? I really believe that you serve a purpose in everyone's life that you enter, and vice versa. And I think some people are sent to us to teach us that this shit ain't personal, and that if we really took to heart every time somebody did something that was untoward to us, then we would be a fucking mess. We'd be so insecure, we'd be doubting ourselves. But the reality is that everyone's life experience is so different. I don't think that even those you are closest to, you'll ever fully understand the nuance of their life or understand why they do some of the things that they do. You can't ever understand someone on that level that you understand and know yourself. You know some of the reasons why you take shit personally because of a past trigger, a past trauma that happened to you when you were younger and ego was running your life and you weren't self-aware enough to know that this person was acting the way they were because of another reason. Maybe they took something that you did personally when it wasn't. And so it's just this cycle of constant triggering each other when there's really no need. And sometimes to prove that to myself, I look at situations where somebody has taken something that I did so personally, like not being able to like attend an event or not replying straight away. And in my universe, in my reality, like my intention is always pure, you know, like I never set out to hurt anyone. And sometimes you're just not feeling up to it, you know? Sometimes you just need to take time for yourself. Sometimes it's just not personal. That's where I find the strength to just let those things go and give people their space. You don't have to chase after people who constantly let you down. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you need to keep people in your life after they hurt you. You can totally choose not to forgive people, but you just can't let that affect the way that you see yourself in life and the way that you treat other people. Like I believe everyone's doing their best, you know? Everyone's doing their best with the tools they have in their tool belt and the cards they've been dealt in life. As long as you have good intentions, I think you'll manage to get through this side. And it just helps me rationalize my pain as well and have better conversations with people when they do things that hurt me. Okay, the next thing that I wrote is that you never truly arrive at a destination in life. The whole point of this shit is the journey. And I say that because I feel like it's human nature to look at the future and say, that's where I'm going to be happy and this is who I'm going to be and this is the end goal. And really that end goal doesn't exist because there's no cap on what we can learn and how much we could grow in this life. I set myself micro goals. I feel like the real point of this shit is to look at what we can learn along the way to those micro goals and be constantly checking in with ourselves and evolving. And I think that if we remain stagnant, then that's when we get trapped in our own personal hell. We have given up on searching, and life is about searching. And you never really get the answers, but that doesn't mean that you stop trying, because the whole point of this shit, I believe, is to keep digging, to keep uncovering. And the beauty is that we may not get the answers that we're looking for. Like, I'm a super existential bitch and I contemplate my existence and the very nature of the universe and how we can even fucking be here, how I can even be this human in anime form in front of you. Just struggling to get a sentence out. That's me. Point in case. I'm never gonna get certain answers about why I'm here, but I have my own belief system now. You know, I've created my own paradigm, which I think makes me fucking happy, you know? And when I get sad is because I stop trying to learn the lessons. I stopped looking for answers. I stopped working on myself. The truth is, every time I return there, I'm reminded that there's always been that connection and that gratitude, and you just have to keep scraping the surface off, the debris off from life and people and fucked up situations to get back to you. Just try your best to live in alignment, you know? But yeah, what does that even mean? It means something different to everyone. And you know what? I couldn't even explain my reality to you because it's just my own. We can all just like start a discussion about that shit. I'm really into that. I'm really into that. The second to last thing I'm going to chat your head off about is, it kind of links in to what I was previously talking about, which is that trauma doesn't disappear, and it's something that you have to work through. And it's something that you have to look at if you want to grow. If you want everything that you deserve in life, then you have to look at the reasons that you are the way that you are. And honestly, I think it's crazy that so many of us don't, or I honestly haven't until this past year. So I actually made a decision which was one of the best I've ever made for myself and getting to know myself, and that was hire a life coach who works holistically around wellness, mindfulness, but practicality. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. Her name is Adriana Loves on Instagram. And I'm just plugging her because I think she's a fucking amazing woman. And she helped me unpack a lot of shit. And I think it's hard for a lot of people to lead themselves independently to the realizations that I've had through therapy, these events in my life and how they've shaped me. Like, I think it's so easy to ignore, pack away reasons why we get triggered by certain things. And actually having that guidance and accepting that I can't do this shit alone and that I need a professional to help me who knows what they're doing and who can lead me to those places in my mind and draw my own conclusions about the events that happened that have shaped me, some of the more traumatic things in my life, then I don't know where I would be. I honestly think it's one of the best things that I've done for myself as an adult, to pay someone to hold me accountable for how I take care of myself. Because the truth is, like, we need other people in this life. It's good to get a second opinion about your trauma, because your mind protects itself and hides away a lot of shit because it doesn't want to look at it because it's too painful. But when I look at how one big traumatic event, for example, was actually triggering so many other things in my life that I just never realized, it blew my mind. And now I can make the connection, and I've done the work necessary to move through that pain, and it was fucking painful, let me tell you that. Like, actually going into detail all the things that have caused me trauma in life. It's not easy doing inventory on your life and your pain and reliving it all, but just the very fact that going through it all is so painful is because we ignore it on the daily, and we can't function that way if we constantly engage with trauma. But it is necessary to engage with trauma in order to overcome it and be your best self. And now I can talk so openly about things that caused me so much pain because I have a new understanding of it, and I was able to reframe it through the work that I did with Adriana. And that shit you can't put a price on. You really can't. Yeah, that's my adult advice to you, is look at your fucking shit and work through it with somebody that you trust that can hold you accountable. And the last thing, the very last thing that I wrote, and I would scream this if I could, but it's your job. It is your job to curate the reality that supports your growth. Oosh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I think we all forget that we make choices every single day. My camera's memory card just ran out, and you know what? I can't be dealing with that shit right now. So I'm gonna finish this video on my phone.
because it's more convenient for me, so I hope you can appreciate that. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Curating your reality to support your growth. Like, this is one of the most important things, if not the most important things. We make choices every day to engage in the world, and there are small things that we can do and big things that we can do to set ourselves up to really like get the most out of life and like live in truest alignment with ourselves and who we're meant to be and who we have the capacity and potential to be. One of them is Instagram, social media. Like, we choose to see what is on our feed, and if there's shit that makes you feel bad about yourself, if you follow people who really like don't serve you in any way, then that's a choice that you're making. And each time that you log on to Instagram and you're seeing this shit, like, it's feeding into the idea that you're not good enough. Like, it's feeding into ego. I've made such conscious choices online now to really just put what makes me feel good about myself and my life on my feed, and it's shaped my whole reality. Like, it really has. So that's number one thing. And the second thing is obviously people in your life. If you choose to be friends with people who help shape a reality where you're not good enough, or where you're living to please other people, which stems from you thinking that you're not good enough, then you need to really extract those people from your life ASAP. Getting older as well, you really get to choose who your family is. You get to choose who the people are in your life who you want to keep around. And honestly, like, all of the people in my life currently are fucking awesome people. And if I am ever in a situation where I have to be around somebody that I really realize we're just not on the same frequency, we're never going to like gel, and they're not going to be good for me, then I just take myself straight out of that situation. Don't engage again. Like, you are under no obligation to people please. You are under no obligation to change yourself for other people, and if you feel like you have to, then you gotta get out. You gotta get out now, sis. And yeah, I think another thing as well for me about creating a reality where like I'm gonna be happy and successful is choosing not to drink or use drugs anymore. And I haven't declared anywhere that I'm sober. I still like to have a cocktail or a glass of wine every now and again, but that was a big shift in my life, especially like a couple years ago when I moved to Bali. I was going out 4 times a week, getting really drunk, not getting any work done, not moving anywhere in life, just making a lot of friends who I look at my life now and then they're not my best friends, you know? They're not people who are closest to me, because I wasn't really myself when I would hang out with them because I was drinking. And like, I prefer myself sober. Like, I can go out and have a really great time sober. I get so much more done in my life. I'm so much more effective when I'm sober. I'm way more aligned with myself spiritually when I'm sober. And so that's actually a choice that I've made to just take myself away from. And that's not to say that every once in a while I don't like to have a few drinks and get drunk and have a giggle, but I know my limits, and I don't drink to get plastered. I just drink to have a nice time. Yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. I really enjoyed filming this. It was really hard at the beginning just to get my words out, but I'm really happy with how the video turned out, and I really hope that it inspires some of you, or gives you hope, or releases the fear about getting older, because it's amazing. It's amazing, and we're so lucky. And I want to thank you guys so much for all my birthday wishes as well. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.